Right, welcome back. So I've got a chance to make another video, so let's have a little look at what's going on with some of these coins then. So I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice. So we'll start with Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin obviously is coming down big time and is finding its way into this blue box territory, dancing around beneath the $10,000 area. So $10,000 to $9,800 is this blue box territory that has held quite strong this last time it tested. But the last time it tested, it actually found a significant bounce when it got to this bottom, but here it rocketed up here actually quite quickly. We're on a 4-hourly chart here. Now this also coincided with the announcement of the Btt announcement, and that surely accounted for quite a bit of the move, if not all of it, to be honest with you. So what I could say is that all of this was a result of that announcement, and now we're consolidating back to where we started from before this was even announced. So perhaps this just delayed the inevitable. It looks to me like it probably did, because this was a sharp sell-off we had here, pretty sharp sell-off. That coincided with the top of this blue box territory here, the 10,800 area. We did break above there, but breaking above a resistance on the back of a FOMO move, it's not really the strongest way to go about things. We also had our death cross here, and we had another death cross just recently here. So it would suggest to me that this move was just, it was inevitable, it was likely to happen, and we're likely to be seeing this little wick here and here get tested once again, maybe today, if not tomorrow. And then at that point we can talk about going to the lower areas, which to me the first lowest point would be around between 9,600 to 9,400. That should give a bit of a bounce, and we'll see how significant that bounce actually is. At the moment what we're really seeing is we're seeing sharper sell-offs than we are gains. So we spend a lot of time moving up and a shorter time going down, a lot of time moving up, shorter time going down. So what I'm likely to be looking at here is actually maybe a little climb, maybe back up to the top of what would be a kind of a resistance level. I've not put it in here, but there is a resistance here around about 10,250. If we can touch that, fine, but it's likely to cause another sell-off, and at that point this area I believe will break and bring us down into the mid 9,000s. But you know, we'll see what's going on when that happens. At the moment the 4-hourly indicators look like it wants to go down. The daily wants to go down, and the weekly's not formed yet, but the weekly doesn't look strong either. So I would say that we've probably got more likelihood to go down, and I've been saying this, you know, from around 11,200 it was kind of confirmed to me that this was going to play out, and back then I thought that we were likely to be coming down to test this area, and seeing how this is all playing out now, I think we still are likely to be going down there. Now I'll move on to Kin now, because I know someone's been asking me to carry on with this. Not a great deal to say about it. We had this huge move, and that's almost certainly, you know, one person, one business, one company, or whoever it is, just buying a ton of it at this price. Maybe they know something we don't. But that basically went all the way back up and all the way back down, and then we sort of regained a bit of momentum on this guy. It actually caused a golden cross on the 4-hourly, which is something, because Kin's been going down for as long as I can remember, and it looks like we found ourselves a resistance box that we would really like to break. So the first resistance level is it's 0.000022, we'll call it, and to the top of that blue box area would be 0.000024. This area is the one that really needs to break to cause any kind of significant gains. What we really wanted to see, and what we have kind of seen, is a bit of consolidation from this gain here. So we're coming up right up, surfing this area here up to the top of the blue box territory. We're on the 7-day close for the majority of it, and then we broke down from there the last time we tested that blue box and bounced on this here, which is the green 50 exponential. That was tested once again, and we managed to climb our way back up again. So it looks like it actually wants to do something. What I would suggest is that this probably is going to be a slow burner, and it might fizzle out. The 3 times we tested the top were rejected very heavily indeed. We continued up there with our candlesticks, but we can see the rejections are so strong on this. So it would suggest that this is going to be a real battle to get up inside here and above here. Can't say it won't happen. I mean, it could happen, and we could see things like this again. But we're going to be having, much stronger rejection on these wicks than than growth on the candlestick. You can just see that pretty much the majority of these rejections are extremely strong, and that's how I imagine this is going to play out. Now, Kin's got all kinds of problems to deal with, so I'm not expecting this to recover as yet. Maybe not for a long time. It's quite promising though, but this is the area that we need to break into and above. And like I say, at the moment it's very, very strong resistance. Very strong resistance. The only thing we've got going for us at the moment is that we are actually riding these moving averages, and we do have that golden cross. So perhaps maybe we can chart out in the not too distant future some kind of trend line. But at the moment, all I can say is that as hard as it tries, it just gets knocked back down again. I would expect maybe it to come back down to these sort of areas, 0.000018, or worst case scenario around about this area, 0.000016. But at the moment it's looking okay, but like I say, very strong rejections, not looking too great in general, but still, very promising. Let's have a look at Matic then. So we've been watching this one play out, and we're kind of expecting good things to happen here. So we've got this uptrend here that we've been bouncing from 1, 2, 3, and a few times hit up here. Now we're really kind of crushing our way up into this blue box territory. If we can break into this and above it, then I would expect a big move. That blue box territory on the sats would be anywhere from technically almost where we are now, which is 158 satoshis to 164 satoshis. If we can get above 164 satoshis, then we should be looking at a big bold move. That's what I'm expecting from this. Now our candles are closing quite well. We're having a lot more green than we are red. We're surfing this, which one is that? We're surfing the 7-day close, so it's looking okay, but Bitcoin is kind of ruining the party by not exactly knowing what it wants to do, and to be honest with you, it's likely to ruin the party for everybody in the short term anyway. So we're dancing on that area now, as we see. We're testing that blue box area just as we're making this video, getting rejections from it. This area, once it's been penetrated, and we can get to the top of it and break above, then we are looking for big moves. Those big moves should coincide with roughly our blue box territory on the tether value. That's 1.6 cent. If we can break into that, then that's our first area of resistance here, and this is a thick resistance box that we also need to look at breaking through as well. So that's all the way from 1.6 cent all the way up to 1.75 cent. Now if we have a look at the indicators, it just suggests sideways action, no more than that. But at the same time, what we do have is where are we? Back here we had a golden cross, and back here we had a golden cross. So we're kind of hoping that these golden crosses should start to kick in at some point. But at the moment, these are our areas that we need to break above. Now, if for whatever reason we do come down, we've got quite a few moving averages all converging roughly in around about a short area, so it should suggest strong support. If Bitcoin was to plummet down, we might not be falling quite as fast as that. We've got one area here, I could call it, we'll just call it 1.5 cent, and we've got 1.45 cent, and then our last stand is 1.35 cent. They're all going to be pretty strong resistances, supports for us on the way down. But at the moment it looks quite good. We just need Bitcoin to behave itself and see where we're going. We'll just have one quick look at Bitcoin. Yeah, so Bitcoin it's rearing its little head, wanting to try and make its way back up to these areas around 10,200, but like I say, 10,250, I would expect rejection at that point. I think the long-term, more inevitable move is down here, and then we'll just have to see how that affects things like Matic and even Kin. Really, Kin's doing its own thing. Really, it's not really subject to Bitcoin's movement, not as much as other altcoins are anyway. Now there's Matic actually at the moment. Matic is trying to do its own thing too. So I'll leave it with you there. I hope you have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.